We've all seen that the CS market has absolutely blown up over the past month, and just when you thought it was over, it seems like it's just starting as things are still up like 10% over the past 24 hours. But one thing I haven't really talked about are cases, and they're up a lot more than 10% over the past 24 hours. Today, I want to talk about which ones are the best, which you should invest in, and which probably have the best chance at a higher return. So let's get into it. Now, as you could see, the 24-hour results of these cases differ by a lot. You've got the Riptide case up 73%, the Vanguard case up 51%, another Operation case up 41%, and then other random cases up over 20%. So what's the difference between all of these? Well, one thing I want to cover is with a lot of these old cases, they have very good knives that people really want, and because of that the prices blow up. For example, the Spectrum 2 case, $4.76 for this thing, and just over the past week we could see this thing has jumped about $1 in price. Absolutely insane. And keep in mind, this was once again a 3-cent case at one point, sat at less than $1 for a very long time, but has just blown up recently. Now, the thing about older cases like this is all of the knives in them are pretty rare. If we go on Stash, we could actually check. They're only found in 2 cases, these knife skins, and they include butterfly knife Dopplers. The Phase 2 butterfly Doppler, I believe, is more expensive than an M9 Sapphire now. It's like $11,000 for that thing. So it's no surprise that it's just in these 2 older cases that aren't dropped in the game anymore. So now it's going to be worth a lot of money. Another example of this is the Gamma case, obviously with the Karambit Gamma Doppler and all the knives like that. And those have had pretty similar results to the Spectrum 2 case, and I think long term, they're still going to be a great investment. There's obviously way more demand, 17,000 sold in the past 24 hours, than there is supply. And that's just going to keep bringing those supply numbers down. Only 3,500 listed on the market, 17,000 sold once again. And of course, that's going to cause the price to go up. That's why they're not 3 cents anymore. Now, another case that is kind of, I don't want to say the exact opposite, but still a good case, but hasn't had those same price results, is the Clutch case. And I'm a big fan of this case because I own a lot of them. But roughly the same amount sold in the past 24 hours, but there's way more listed on the market, which I kind of use as an indicator of, well, there's way more supply out there, obviously, so price isn't going to move as drastically. We didn't see anything like the Spectrum case, which, let me go back to the week chart, it had this happen, and the Clutch case is just a slow, steady climb up, which isn't bad, but it's like obviously not the same results. Part of the reason for this, and you should definitely know this if you invest in cases, is that with the Clutch case, for example, number one, it got removed from the game and made a rare drop a lot later than something like the Spectrum case or the Gamma case, which is a reason why they're a lot cheaper and there's a lot more supply out there, obviously. And it doesn't really have great gloves. I mean, compared to the glove case, they don't have a ton of demand. But sure, once again, we got to consider they're only in the Revolution case and the Clutch case. So to cash out instantly at 95% value, check out the sponsor Skin.Place. Skin.Place offers instant cash outs on CS2 skins at actually fair value. The site is pretty straightforward. Select the skins you want to sell, choose a cash out method. They have SEPA, PayPal, crypto, and gift cards, so anything you could want. For example, here's me cashing out a few different skins. The entire process only took me 7 minutes, and that's from sending the trade offer to receiving the Litecoin in my wallet. So be sure to check out Skin.Place, 3% deposit bonus with the link in the description. It's not that big of a surprise that they're not up massively in price, as the Revolution case is still a drop in the game, so I mean the gloves aren't exactly rare. If it gets removed from the drop pool, then those prices are going to shoot up massively. But the Clutch case for now, I think it'll still like maybe double in price at the very best. It got to $1.60. Let me go find it. It got to $1.60 when we initially had the CS2 hype. I think that could happen again, and that's the level where I'd be selling at least some of my cases at. But it's not gonna be $4 anytime soon, as long as the Revolution case is still in the game. Now, of course, just to show you guys some other cases as well, we got the Gamma 2 case. I was talking about that earlier. It's the same thing. You got the Gamma knives in it. They're super sought after. People absolutely love those cases. Thing is up almost $1 in just the past week. So it's crazy. It's one of the best investments out there. Like I was saying, I wouldn't, in my previous video, I should say, I wouldn't buy skins here. I would buy cases. We could check the player count right now. Well over 1 million. Still climbing, And this is so high. It's the same levels we had during the peak CS2 time. So I'm a big fan of cases here. More players means more people unboxing cases. These cases are not coming into the game nearly as much as people are unboxing them, clearly. So that supply is going to keep dwindling down, and then we'll end up with something like, I'll show you guys, we'll end up with something like an Operation Riptide case. This might be hard to believe. Less than 500 of these for sale on the market, and somehow there's been almost 1,500 sold in the past 24 hours, but they just blow up in price as well. Of course, this was an operation case, so it's a little bit different than something like a clutch case or a gamma case, because those were just active drops in the game for a long time. These are obviously bound to be a lot more limited, but the point still stands. If something's super limited, people are going to pay a ridiculous price for it. I mean, there simply isn't enough demand to keep, or isn't enough supply to keep this price low, I should say. But when it comes to finding the best cases to invest in, I would recommend just going on a stash, looking up a case you might be interested in. For example, we'll just say the Phoenix case, obviously super old case in the game, and see out of the 11 cases that have the drops that this case have, are any of them still active drops in the game? Obviously, none of these are. So I'd pretty much consider all these cases good investments. I think they'll go up in price long term. I personally stay away from stuff like the Bravo case and weapon case because they're already like $50 plus. I think the weapon case is like 100 at this point. So I wouldn't touch those. I would stick with stuff like the Phoenix case, which is a few bucks. Gamma cases like I was talking about earlier, and the stuff that's way cheaper like the clutch case. Sure, you might have to hold on to it for an extremely long time because there is a lot more supply out there, but I do think it has a massive potential to run up in price. But if you don't want to wait too long, I think the Gamma cases or any case with the OG knives or the Spectrum cases are still going to do incredibly well. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are making a lot of money in this game. I mean, it's hard to lose money at this point, but as always, check out the sponsor, link at the top of the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.